This is a story of a man who loves goldfish. A man who is probably the most outspoken politician ever to be elected to a parliament in Australia.
They agreed to show us the film and then changed their mind.
Now he is being sued for defamation by a Director of Public Prosecutions, and if he is found guilty, he could be made bankrupt and unable to be a Member of Parliament.
So much for Channel 7.
Circumstances. That was a very unusual attack on a Supreme Court judge in there.
Was it? I don't spend much time in the Supreme Court, so I'll have to bow to your better judgment.
Well, it was.
Here I am, during the election campaign, left with a week, not a full working week, to prepare a new defence. It was impossible during the election campaign. In fact, part of the problem, and of course, the pressure during the election campaign, pressure, which I might add, these people don't even know about.
Your appeal, are you hoping that you may be charged with criminal defamation so you can get that jury trial you wanted?
For his own aggrandisement, the very things I've been talking about, here's an example of it, and it will go unpublished.
So you've implied in the court that there's a conspiracy?
Look, the objective of all along has been to get me out of Parliament, and they haven't succeeded yet. But that's the objective.
So it is a conspiracy?
All this blew up before his re-election campaign.
Oh, you're all on the record too.
An election he was fighting on his own after being dumped by his party for alleged breaches of party rules. Once, when asked what Prime Minister Keating could do for his party, have a state funeral, he said.
Mate, I said enough there to get a criminal libel written.
He had attacked his party's policies on dropping trade barriers, on immigration, which he believed were killing industrial Australia. He wouldn't shut up. He had to go.
In the long run, immigration is not desirable. People have decided that we are going to be part of Asia. We're not part of Asia. We don't want to be part of Asia. I'll tell you what a racist is. A racist is anyone who wins an argument with a multiculturalist. On that basis, I'm a racist, and I guess I'm proud of it. Immigration has got to be cut. There's no doubt about that. There are a whole range of reasons why we should be cutting immigration. There are reasons of social cohesion. There are environmental reasons. There's reasons of employment. We are crazy. The immigration policy at the moment is crazy.
I totally repudiate the remarks made by the member for Kalgoorlie on immigration and multiculturalism, and that I repudiate them as being offensive, inaccurate and contrary to government and ALP policy.
The public opinion out there is caused by feeding the public bullshit over many, many years. If they were to let me off the hook, it would clearly be damaging for the Prime Minister. I have no doubt that if Mr Campbell runs as an independent in that seat, he'll win it.
We've had calls from all over Western Australia, and I think the party probably has made a big mistake.
Is it too late? Do you think the local branch could, if they galvanise their local support and demonstrated just how popular Graeme is up here, that they could stave off his demise?
Yeah, I think it's too late.
Today he was offered a chance to save himself from being dumped from pre-selection. He was told that would happen if he signed his name to a letter promising never to disagree with Labor's policies ever again. But he said if he did that, he would not be worth saving.
The biggest problem for the Labor Party in winning is Keating. With Keating, we'll lose.
The dumped Labor rebel says he'll stand as an independent to teach Keating a lesson. Many have promised money for a campaign.
This is a man who immigrated from England as a child and who became an expert bushman, a jack of all trades, an animal hunter who even rounded up the camels for the film Lawrence of Arabia. How did he become a politician?
Well, I was out on the Nullarbor fencing. And out there, I mean, you just fence for 40 miles that way and then 40 miles that way, so you're ready to sort of... I used to have my swag on the back of the vehicle. When it got too dark for the fence, I'd sort of camp. And not much water on the Nullarbor, so you go around and get a few roots and make a fire at a blue bush. And so you have a feed and go to bed. And I was lying in the swag one night, and it's very, very... Because of it's just terribly flat out there, you can see, you literally see for miles and miles, and you see these enormous cloud banks, and quite big storms, a lot of dry storms out there, but every night you get thunder and lightning. I was lying there one night, looking at this massive bank of black cloud,
And suddenly, it was this brilliant flash of light, and the cloud parted, and his voice said. But apart from that, I've always been interested in politics. And when I already put everything on hold while I was out on the Nulla, I was out there for 13 years. And when I moved into Kalgoorlie, I joined the Labor Party and became secretary, and we lost the seat here. So I thought I'd win it back, which I did. Unfortunately, a lot of people in the Labor Party think I inherited a safe Labor seat. I, in fact, won a safe Liberal seat.
The rebel with the... Oh, look at him there, the rebel with the paws.
Where's that?
It was
How long ago
89.
was that?
89. Actually, he was nice. He was quite nice. Like, he was slim. Look at him. Yeah.
Well, definitely a pecking order. I find it quite interesting. I mean, Michelle complains at times, but I'd rather watch this and watch the aquarium. Watch the aquarium than watch television.
I get to do an interview over the phone on 6PR. And I said, there's one line you can add. He said, Graeme is so politically incorrect, he even married a French woman. It was at the time of the nuclear. So they laughed.
Oh, blimey, it's not here. You can't go anywhere where there's no sun. Would you be all right there? If I go there? Graeme Campbell is more independent. He's for the working classes. He's for the people here. He's for the mines here. He's for the Aborigines here. He is actually for the town of Kalgoorlie. Don't forget Graeme Campbell. Yes.
I raised the money this morning for West Australia, but it's a bit harder in Queensland, it's a bit further away. But I think I'll find the money from somewhere.
When he got sacked, many of his ALP friends stuck by him. They are here now in the office of Graeme Campbell, Independent. And even his secretary from Parliament House in Canberra has come.
The sacking happened. We just couldn't keep up with the phone calls at one point. It was amazing. And people saying, he must stand as an independent and I will send a donation, which was even better. And they have come good with that promise. This is the apparatus that folds the letters, puts them in envelopes and then sticks them down. The envelopes are piled up at the end here. Somehow the machine brings them down in here. The letters rush through, get folded in the middle there, put in the envelope, stuck down and fire at the end.
Twice a day, I'll do Taylor's endorsement twice a day. I'll do the one we don't dislike twice a day at 6.
And the technology has been replaced by women who don't find out the hard way how to fix things.
No. No, it's, oh, yeah, that one. Oh, wrong side.
Hey, I'm Kevin Bloody Wilson. You know, I reckon there's something special about being a West Australian. Ask anybody, we're a special breed. And I suppose at times we've got special problems, so it's good to know you've got special mates. Graeme Campbell's a special mate of mine. He's from here and he's fair dinkum. And he's not afraid to stand up for his mates and what he believes in, especially in Canberra. You've only got one vote, so it need to be special. This election, vote for Graeme Campbell. Authorised by Graeme Campbell, spoken by Kevin Bloody Wilson.
I am Graeme Campbell, Independent. Thanks.
Perfect timing.
Hello? Hello? Yep. Ollie, I wouldn't have a clue. Your lawyer's written to him. Just see what response you get. But he hasn't given me any money, I can tell you. He hasn't honoured that promise. If you're voting above the line on the Senate ticket, give Keating and Howard a 1 in the F square. No. If you are voting above the line on the Senate ticket, give Keating and Howard a 1 in the F square. Give Keating and Howard a 1 in the F square. Give Keating and Howard a 1 in the big F. So it's my mind. The election on March the 2nd is very important for Australia. All the major parties have lost the plot.
He is supporting Senate candidates across Australia.
Are we going to be on the news?
Yeah?
Hi!
He wants to change Australia.
We support all these people here.
Yeah? Why is that?
Because they're great. They're going out of their way to protest what they want.
Stop immigration now. Give Keating the boots. Stop multicultural madness. Give Keating the boots.
Cynthia May for the Senate.
Give Keating the boot. Where is he? Give Keating the boot. Free Australia and vote for Graeme Campbell.
I'm prepared to outline 5 points which I think are very important. They're clearly not the only points, but they are very important points, and if we don't succeed in these, then nothing else matters. Firstly, is the creation of an import replacement manufacturing industry. Without this, there are no jobs for our kids, and there is no end to the current account deficit. Our huge debt will go on rising because we import all the time instead of producing it here. Second point is cutting down immigration. Now, I think there are 3 reasons to cut immigration. The first one is clearly the economic one. And you won't find an economist outside those toadies that work for the Bureau of Immigration Review that will give you a coherent argument that immigration is good to the economy. We cannot reduce wages, we can't compete with Asia, and I certainly don't want my kids to. Immigration is impacting both on jobs and on social security, so you get the double whammy. It takes jobs and it takes away your taxes. 75% of immigrants are impacting now in Melbourne and Sydney, mostly on Sydney, and there is a real environmental problem there. And if governments are going to make substantial changes in the makeup of a country, they have an absolute obligation to discuss it with the people. It brings me to the policy of multiculturalism. Well, by this I mean the government-funded and enforced policy of multiculturalism. Because I don't care. If people come to this country want to keep their particular foibles or habits, that's fine with me, providing they pay for it. I, as a taxpayer, don't want to pay for it, and I don't want it enforced on me. And when that was the policy, you found there was a very high level of assimilation into Australia. And that is what I support, the policy of assimilation. There is only one reason for immigration, and that is net benefit to Australia. If it's not a net benefit, don't do it. And people who come to Australia, we should be able to expect their wholehearted support for us. After all, they've come for their benefit. No one has asked them to come here or forced them to come here. Big business is the enemy of small business. People still know about the city because they have to go to the city. The city people are massively ignorant of what goes on in the country. Basically, all you have to do is be Aboriginal, and you can make the outrageous name claim and get it registered. I can't do it on my own, and if somebody else was happy to do it or willing to do it, I'd be very happy to stand aside.
I'm not afraid to say anything about anyone, but I've told you the truth about Ian Taylor and Graeme Campbell. This is my identification. There's them. They fit me if they fit you there. No middle finger on the left hand, a damaged finger on the right hand. Now you can easily identify me. Right.
You're ugly, Stan. That's awful.
What do you mean that's awful?
Ugly is disgusting. Ugly is disgusting.
What do you mean it's disgusting?
I've had calls from all over Australia from people wanting me to take over existing parties or start new parties. Recently I had a call from a friend in Queensland who said he was registering a party that he knew I'd love. He sent me the Constitution, the first line of which is a profession of belief in Almighty God. Well, I can't do that. While I subscribe to a lot of Christian values, I'm not a Christian. I've been an atheist for a long time, and it would be totally hypocritical to accept on that basis. A lot of them, or most of them, had a lot going for them. Some were absolute Fruit Loops. But there was nothing there that I think met the criteria which I require. And I believe that what Australia needs is a belief in its own destiny, and you need a political force in Australia that unites the similar interests of workers, small business and farmers who traditionally have been opposed to each other, and I think unnecessarily so.
Dave, just a sec, will you? Listen, I'm on the other line, Philip, so... Okay, catch him. Sorry, Dave, I've two phones going.
Tolerate it. Yeah. But I don't want to let everything go, because we sincerely do want to make a deal, because it is in the welfare of both parties, which I told.
Oh, it's clearly, it's clearly both parties.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, if he gets me, I'll get him. There's no doubt about that.
And he, make you bankrupt. People of Goldfields will never forgive him. And every time DPP will prosecute anyone, jury trials, they will not get success. And that is one of the considerations. And if matter proceeds to trial, dirty washing will be coming out from both sides. So, no, but I was very tough.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Well, you're right too, because I want you. I'd rather go down and fighting than do that. And you know, and I've got still got a few things to fight with too. 9 would have done him over anyway, if he goes down that road.
Well, we are, as your advisors, so you never take any fucking notice of it, that you really do have to now get a QC.
I do. I'm going to get one. I'm going to get the best. I've got to find the money first.
No, that's all right. Now, separately, what we have to do is to go out there and start raising money for you to pay for that, righto? Now, you've just got to put that back in your funding organisation's hands, and you've got to find out the budget. That's all. You find out the budget, and then just send it out there quietly to have them some money raised to support you. That's all we got to do. You know, so I don't care if we can only raise half the frigging money for the QC. At least it gives you breathing space.
What's the state of play on it?
Oh, well, the judge this morning wiped out my defence. Wouldn't allow me to replead, so all it now, if I do nothing, it'll go to judgment on the 22nd of next month to decide whether it's
who's taking action against you?
The Director of Public Prosecution. I called him, I told the truth about him on the radio.
Yeah, he's not repeating it anymore, though.
He said on the radio, I'm prepared to meet Mr. Campbell in his own forum anytime. I said, right, cop this, I think you. So he sued me. I think that will destroy his image. He's out to protect his ego, so I suspect that's the move I'll get from him now. I mean, if he hits me with costs, I'll say, you know, get fucked, basically. Certainly now, colluding with the Labor Party to get me out of Parliament. State Labor Party, yeah. Well, it's wrong to say the Labor Party, with Jim McGinty, actually, the leader.
Excellent. Oh, good. This is last one. Did you see that in the Carnarvon classes? A really nice letter. It's that's about that girl. Do you remember that girl, that Aboriginal girl that Graham got money for to go to Perth?
Yep.
Oh, I think it's nice.
All this is Graeme Campbell's electorate, all that, except where that red mark goes thick there. All the rest, that is Graeme Campbell. You can put New South Wales and Victoria and a few more places in that electorate.
And yeah, the whole town is really, people are much more interested this time than they ever were. Normally it's just a normal election. The Leaves never had very good candidates over the years, and it was reasonably easy.
The media had, what just with what they would basically label you racist. Is that okay, or?
That's fine, yeah.
Okay, just so that I can give an opening and I mean, I know how you operate. And certainly weren't very kind to you, were they?
Keating had not one scintilla of evidence for that. It was just pure, well, just an absolute lie. Senator Walsh suggests I sue him, but I don't sue.
Graeme is supposed to be racist, but all the black fellows up there were quite happy to vote for him. I mean, that's all they wanted to vote for him, because they liked him. You know, I don't think you will find any statement of Graeme that is racist. I mean, he has said things about, you know, immigration. He has said things about Australia becoming, you know, not wanting Australia to be part of Asia and things like that. I mean, that's hardly racist. Well, it suits them. I mean, it's a good line. And I hope it backfires. You never know.
As I say, it was an absolute slur, but the real reason they got rid of me was I was questioning policy. Now, as an independent, I think I can be effective because the polling is showing that the Liberal Party is going to win. As an independent, I'm going to be much more effective than I would be as a Labor Party. Much more effective than as a Labor. What is the point of the Aboriginal Affairs policy? Is it to improve a lot for Aboriginals, in which case I think things are going backwards? Or is it to placate affluent, urban, white, middle-class guilt, in which case it's working very well? We get into the backlash stage, people are saying, oh, goodness, all this money, you know, blaming the victim. Yeah, you can be in charge of the Easter eggs. Make sure you share them. And it's important that I think pretty early he's told what you people are actually thinking. For a long time now, because the money sometimes doesn't come through all the time.
More Aborigines live in his electorate of Kalgoorlie than anywhere else in Australia, and many are living in appalling circumstances.
You look at all these houses here, these ones in the front.
Oh, yeah?
They're going to be demolished. Water leaking right through.
Problem is,